Bonjour, hi, welcome or welcome back to another video. Today, it's all about sharing. You know why? Because sharing is caring, and I care about you. And so I'm here to share everything that you need to know about these 10 habits that have genuinely changed my life for the better. I'm not gatekeeping anymore. I'm here to tell you all about it. So buckle in, because we're in for a good ride. In all seriousness, I've really been feeling like 2024 is my habit year. Like it's the year where I'm really focusing on these habits and implementing them into my life and making them actual habits and not just like little things I do here and there. Because those are things that I used to do here and there, but that have now become habits and that are now part of my daily or weekly routine. And I know it's a big statement to say that these 10 habits have literally changed my life, but it's true. I kid you not. Ever since I've been doing that frequently and consistently, I've just felt so much better, so much more productive, so much more like on the top of my game. I don't know. I just feel like with these habits, I'm getting closer and closer to being the best version of myself. And I'm just feeling so much more happy and content and satisfied and just overall happy. I know I said that already, but it's true. I genuinely feel like a happier person when I do these things. So let's get into it. I had no choice but to put this one at number 1. It is placing my phone away when I go to bed, so it's out of reach, meaning that I cannot reach for my phone when I'm in bed. And the reason I do that, it's because when I put on my alarm and it goes off in the morning, I have to physically get up to turn it off. And I know how that sounds. It sounds pretty ridiculous, but from a fellow snoozer here, this is the best thing I could have done for just my sleep quality and for just getting up in the morning. I used to snooze for 30 minutes, an hour, sometimes even 2 hours. Like I'm a heavy sleeper. I love my sleep, but I also love to be productive. And I've talked about this in my 6 a.m. winter morning routine and why I do that. So if you want to go take a look at that, please do. But starting my morning with this precisely and getting up, not only waking up, but getting up, allows me to start my day on a good note because I'm not snoozing and I'm not ruining my sleep quality over a couple of minutes and a couple of hours sometimes and being in and out of my sleep cycle. So that has literally changed my life and my morning routine. And putting my phone out of reach at night, so it's also out of reach in the morning, leads me to habit number 2, which is limited screen time in the morning and at night. So 1 hour before going to bed, I put my phone away and out of reach. That way I don't get distracted by it. And I occupy myself with something else that doesn't require a screen. So I'll read, I'll journal, I'll just be like mindful and peaceful. And that way, when I'm ready to go to bed, my body knows that I'm actually tired and that it's bedtime. And I'm not a scientist here, but I know that being on your phone before going to bed with like the blue light and everything is very stimulating for your brain, and your brain doesn't really go into sleep mode. Again, I don't have the science to back me up here, but I know that looking at a screen before going to bed sends a bunch of signals to your brain saying it's still active and it needs to be alert. And you're honestly getting also overwhelmed with a bunch of information and entertainment. And so you get dopamine spikes, and so you're not in sleep mode. Anyway, I just know that putting my phone away before going to bed has helped with my sleep quality, because when I do end up in bed, I feel tired and I fall asleep faster. Same thing in the morning. Waking up and not immediately going onto my phone just helps me to start my day a little bit more peacefully, and I feel more calm and more present. Let's be real here. We have all been distracted by our phones before, and I know so many people, and I used to be that kind of person who would take my phone as soon as I wake up to like go see the notifications or even just like scroll on TikTok to get like that first boost of serotonin and dopamine and just be like entertained. But it made me feel very overwhelmed, and I would start my day that way, and it just, thinking back at it, it's not It's not good. I don't know. I just feel like it messes up my brain in the morning when I do that, when I look at my phone first thing in the morning. So now that I've been putting it away and actually enjoying the first hour of my day with something else, such as yoga, meditation, reading, journaling, skincare, like an hour goes by pretty fast in the morning when you think about it. But actually giving yourself this 1 hour with no screen, it's been so beneficial to me that I could not be gatekeeping this. Like, you should try it. Try it for just one day, or maybe even like 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Try with 15 minutes of no screen in the morning and at night and see how you feel. And then go up to 30 minutes, see how you feel, and then go for an hour and see how you feel. And I kid you not, you will see a difference. You will feel it mentally, physically, with your energy levels, with your focus and clarity. Honestly, not being distracted by your phone before going to bed and after what? Not getting on your phone before going to bed and after waking up has been a game changer for me, for my nighttime routine and for my morning routine. Speaking of routine, this is exactly what number 3 is. It's having a morning routine and a night routine. I think it doesn't come as a surprise when I say that I love organization, I love planning, and I love having routines. And so having a morning routine and a night routine to me has been crucial in my just well-being in general, mentally, physically. Having these steps and these things to do daily in the morning and at night makes me feel more committed to myself, and I just love the consistency. I used to think that I was somebody who would not be able to commit to anything, or I would lack a lot of motivation when it comes to discipline. I've always thought that I struggled with discipline, but actually having a morning and a night routine has proven me wrong. I am disciplined when it comes to routines and when it comes to my well-being and my self-care. Those are the moments that I take daily in the morning and at night to care for myself. In the morning, it sets the tone for the upcoming day, and at night, it just like wraps it up in a beautiful way. And I feel very peaceful when I go to bed at night because I have a routine that I follow daily, and it makes me feel good. And obviously there are exceptions. When I go out with my friends, for instance, I might do that routine a little bit later and it might not be as complete, but I at least take the time to do what's important. I might not be reading for an hour every single night, but I'll do what's important, which is skincare, journaling, and I'll probably read a couple of pages because I know that in the long run, it's beneficial for me and I actually enjoy that, and it's bringing me this sense of comfort and of peace. I have just mentioned that, but habit number 4 is having a skincare routine. Just like skincare in general. Honestly, skincare and it's a love story. I kid you not. I love skincare. It has become a ritual for me every single morning and every single night because it is part of my routine. But taking this time, it almost feels it's honestly a form of self-love to me because I take this time to take care of my skin, and I also take this time to do some daily affirmations. So when I look at myself in the mirror while applying the skincare, I have these thoughts and these affirmations, and it's great. Honestly, it's great. And I know it sounds silly to say that it has become a ritual, but it's true. Like it's part of my day. And I'm just looking forward to that moment. It might sound a little intense, but hey, skincare has changed my life. Habit number 5 is journaling. And I've mentioned this in, again, a couple of videos on this channel already. But I kid you not, journaling has changed my life. I originally started journaling, maybe it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And ever since I started journaling, I have noticed a drastic change in the way that I think and in the way that I see life. It has shifted a lot of things that happen in my mind because I am sometimes an overthinker. And actually taking the time every single day to write down my thoughts and feelings, it's just so freeing, honestly. So it has helped me in that way, in like emptying my brain and my thoughts and writing them down. But it's also helped me to realize all the things that I had and how privileged I am and everything that I'm grateful for. Because when I do journal, I have to write every single day 3 things I'm grateful for. And so it's just made me enjoy what I have a little bit more and not take anything for granted. And I'm honestly thankful for that. I'm thankful for journaling. Honestly, I'm grateful for it. And similarly to skincare, it has kind of become a ritual in a way, because in that time I noticed that I'm more mindful, I'm more present, even though I'm like pouring my thoughts and feelings into a journal. I have to really think about it, and in a way it makes me a little bit more aware of the way that I'm feeling and the way that I'm thinking, and just writing it down makes me put things into perspective, because sometimes when it's all in there, it's all like mixed up and blurry and confusing. But when writing it down, it like structures your ideas and your thoughts, and that just helps me to not overthink everything and to just put everything into perspective. And that's why I love journaling. I've also briefly mentioned this, but at number 6 we have reading. I used to almost hate reading. I think hate is too strong of a word. It's probably not the right word, but I disliked it very much because in the past, the experience I've had with reading was with school. And so I had to read these specific books. And just because it was mandatory made me dislike it, because it was like not my decision. And when something is forced onto me, I tend to not want to do it. I had a bad experience with reading. I was biased. But now that I've started reading books that I actually want to read, it has changed the whole reading game for me. I fell in love with reading. It has changed my life because I now get this little joy of exploring new worlds. And whether that's fiction or nonfiction, I've really been into both lately. But it makes me feel more creative, more curious. I feel like reading makes me more open-minded, and therefore I can hold conversations better, and I have a little bit more knowledge about stuff. And that's great, you know? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a slow reader. I don't read 50 books per year, but the ones that I read, I do enjoy them. And they've opened up like a whole new interest and habit, and I'm here for it. I will continue to read for as long as I live, or as long as I can read, because nobody knows what can happen in life, but I love reading. Well, I'm sorry, that was a little bit sad and morbid, but okay, let's carry on with number 7. Habit number 7 is having vitamins and probiotics. When I created my vision board for 2024, I put the words gut health, and this is what it's all about. I'm going to be real transparent with you here. For 2023, I have struggled a lot with my eating habits and my nutrition in general. I was lacking a lot of nutrients and just like food in general, but putting back vitamins into my diet has just helped me to get all these nutrients and vitamins that I need to just feel better and for my health in general. And I know how some people feel about supplements and vitamins, but to me it just helps because I get this little extra boost of vitamins and nutrients that I need. So that way I don't have to think about it so much when I'm cooking my food, because I know I'm going to be getting it via supplements. And I know that it's always better to get your vitamins and nutrients from food sources rather than supplements. But if you cannot get them through the food, it's a good way to compensate. And so that's what I've been doing. And same thing for probiotics. I have a medical condition with my gut, and probiotics have just improved my gut health so much. I'm not going to go into too many details, but probiotics are really good for your gut health, for what's it called? Microbiome or microbiota? It's one of those two, but it's essentially all the bacteria that's in your gut that help you digest food. And I believe those bacteria also have something to do with your mood and the way that you feel. And so implementing probiotics into my diet has helped me drastically. in so many ways. Speaking of probiotics, I've recently rediscovered Impress. I'm saying rediscovered because I knew them already and I had tasted their juice before, but I recently got my hands on their probiotics waters, and it has changed my life. I've been drinking their probiotic water for the past couple of weeks now, and it's just such a fun and easy way to add probiotics into my diet. So essentially, it's a blend of cold pressed juices with 1 billion vegan probiotics in every bottle. And they're all organic probiotics, so they help boost your immune system and they promote a happy and healthy gut flora. They come in 4 flavors, and my personal favorite is the blueberry and peach one, but they're honestly just all so good. So thank you to Impress for partnering with me for today's video and for helping me with my gut health, because it is much needed and it has changed my health and my well-being and myself. I'm a better woman since I've been taking care of my gut health. Habit number 8 is gonna sound ridiculous, but drinking water has changed my life. I don't know how I stayed alive and didn't feel dehydrated all the time, because when I think about it, when I was a teenager and even in the early times of adulthood, I didn't drink water that much. I would never have water. And yeah, I don't understand. So a couple of years ago, I started forcing myself to drink more water just because people were like, yeah, drinking water is good for you. And I was like, okay, might as well try it. And I wouldn't see myself not drink as much water as I used to not do. That didn't make sense. Let me start that over. I now carry a bottle of water everywhere I go because there is no worse feeling than feeling thirsty. It's not a vibe. And having water is not only good for, well, hydration, because that's what it does primarily, but I've just noticed such a difference for my overall health and mood. I feel like I digest better. I feel like my skin is clearer. I feel like my mood is better because I'm not feeling thirsty and dehydrated. And just having water, it's honestly life. I believe we are made of at least 70% water. So you should be having it if you want to keep your shape and form. If you want to keep like 70% of yourself healthy. And at first I was like, should I really integrate this into the habits that have changed my life? But yes, it has changed my life. Having a decent amount of water daily is so important. Too many people are dehydrated and don't even know it. And I'm not saying that you should have 6 liters of water per day, because that can be quite the opposite and it can be damaging for your kidneys. But I'm saying that you should have the proper amount of water that a human needs daily. Drink your water. And at first I had to like trick my brain into thinking that drinking water was fun and cool. So I've been like switching my bottles around, and it's fun. It's almost like a little accessory. Now this one doesn't really fit with today's outfit, but that's okay. It's convenient. It keeps my water fresh. And I love it. And sometimes I'll have like a little straw, and sometimes I'll have some ice in my water. Yeah. I don't know why I'm rambling about water, but drink water. It's good for you, and it's a great habit to have because you need it to literally survive. Hot girl walk. Have you ever heard of that? If you haven't, here's your chance to learn all about it, because it is my habit number 9. I'm not going to lie to you, going on hot girl walks in the winter is rough. It's a little harder, but once you get going, you get going. And if anything, it's a little bit more rewarding to actually go in the winter and force yourself to go out and walk. But walking, especially hot girl walks, is great. It has changed my life. And what I like to do, it might be a little hack for you right there, but when I go on hot girl walks, sometimes I'll reward myself with a little coffee, a little kombucha, a little something. I don't know. Sometimes I don't reward myself and I just walk, but it's so great. I will put on a podcast, my favorite playlist, and I will just go on a walk and enjoy life and take a breath of fresh air. And every single time I enjoy it. And I have never, ever regretted going on a walk. Ever. Sometimes I'll be walking for 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll be walking for 45 minutes. Sometimes I'll be walking for an hour and even more than that. but just like activating my body and taking this time to just walk. And it's not about like burning calories or anything. It's honestly just about the activity and taking the time to activate my body, to move my body, to breathe in, breathe out, be mindful, or not. Sometimes I'm listening to a podcast, so I'm not necessarily in the present moment, but I'm actually still enjoying the walk and the process. And they are called hot girl walks for a reason, because in that moment I'm feeling myself. Like, honestly, take this time to put on like a badass playlist and go feel yourself, and just imagine you're on the runway and you're doing your thing. And next thing you know, you'll be sweating a little if you go at a higher pace, or you might just be enjoying the little birds chirping. So find what works for you, what you actually enjoy, because that's the whole point of it. You have to enjoy it, and go on your hot girl walk and thank me later. And then last but not least, at number 10, I probably should have put this one higher on the list, but hey, better late than never. But number 10, we have making your bed. And this one is all about the intention behind it, because that one little task doesn't take much time and much effort, but you're getting it done. And for me, it sets the tone for the entire day. If I'm actually able to get that one task done, then I can get anything done. And it almost sounds stupid saying it that way, but it's true. This is what happens in my brain. When I make my bed, I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to seize the day. And I'm actually committing to myself to do this one task every single day. So no matter what I do, I will be making my bed. I have committed to myself that I want a clean environment. And the way to do that is by starting with my bed. And sometimes what happens is when I finish making my bed, I'm like, okay, well, I'm already like in the momentum. So I might as well like clean around and get other things started. And that's why I said it's all about the intention, because it's everything that can happen simultaneously. Anyway, it's all about getting you going. So it gets the wheel going, and then next thing you know, you're jumping from one task to another, and then you've accomplished all your to-do lists and all of that because you made your bed. So it's not necessarily making my bed that has changed my life, but it's the intention, and it's the habit of it, and it's what it represents, which is commitment and discipline. And so that is it. Those were the 10 habits that have genuinely changed my life for the better, that make me feel more accomplished and more happy. I would love to know what are the habits that change your life for the better, because I might learn a few things here and there. And as I said at the very beginning, sharing is caring. So please do share your habits with me. I would also love to know if you do any of these things and if they have changed your life as well, just like they have changed mine. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I truly, 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 truly mean it. Hopefully I have made a little difference in your day today. If you would like to make a difference in mine, you know what to do. And I'm going to wish you Bonne journée.